Hello everybody, my name is Rachel and welcome to my channel, Kalanati. Today I'm doing the second of this year's BooktubeSFF Awards Babbles topics, and that is favorite creatures in science fiction and fantasy. Usually I am pretty bad at picking favorites and ranking them, but using a very loose definition of creature, I made a top 5 list that I'm actually extremely excited about, and I just got hit by all the nostalgia because these are creatures or characters from some of my favorite books of all time, and I need to reread all the things now, guys. So let's get straight into it. My absolute favorite creatures from any science fiction, fantasy, books, movies, TV shows, etc. are the fire lizards in the Dragon Riders of Pern series. Now, a lot of people love Dragon Riders of Pern because dragons, and yeah, I get that, I like dragons too, but fire lizards are the cat-sized dragons. They are perfect for pets. They're miniature dragons. And they specifically show up a ton in the Harper Hall trilogy, which is like the young adult series within the Dragon Riders of Pern. So if you look at the covers of my original mass market paperbacks from when I was a kid, you can see all of the fire lizards on the covers, and I love them so much. There are new editions of these books out from Saga Press, which also feature nice covers, but I'm always sad that they don't show the fire lizards that clearly. Just who wouldn't want a miniature dragon? Now, I'm one of those people who thinks of Pern as a science fiction series rather than fantasy, and a large part of that is because the dragons of Pern are actually scientifically, genetically modified from the original life forms on the planet, which are the fire lizards. So in my mind, fire lizards are from science fiction. My second favorite creatures are from fantasy, and those are the Darkings from the Immortals Quartet by Tamara Pierce. Specifically, the Darkings only appear in the very last book called The Realms of the Gods, and if you look very closely at this cover, you can see these little black droplet things. Those are the Darkings. The Darkings are originally created by the villain of the story named Ozorn. He makes them out of his own blood and uses them as spies, but a couple of them defect to the good side and they join forces with Dane and a bunch of the other magical creatures that you can see on the cover of this particular book. If you are a Tamara Pierce fan, you may be interested to know that there is official Tamara Pierce merchandise now available, and one of those items are pins of those 3 Darkings. So we have Jelly, who is named that because he quivers and trembles a lot. Then we have Goldstreak, obviously he has a gold streak, and Leaf, who wears a leaf as a hat. These are really, really cute pins, and I'm actually thinking about turning some of them into earrings because that's what I really want to wear them as. Third on my list are the sandworms of Dune, also known as the Makers and Shai-Hulud. They are a very important part of the ecosystem of the planet Arrakis and a really critical part of the spice cycle, and spice is the most valuable commodity in this world. I love Dune, especially the first book. I could really do without the remaining books actually, and the sandworms are some of the most iconic pieces of the world building in Dune, and I love them so much. They're terrifying and they're awesome both to imagine while you're reading the book, but also to see on screen in many of the adaptations. And yeah, they're just iconic at this point. Number 4 on my list is Mogget from the Abhorsen series. Mogget first appears in the first book, Sabriel, and he is a free magic being who is bound by the Abhorsens. He usually appears as a white cat with a collar and a bell around his neck, and he's such a conflicting character because when he is bound, he serves the Abhorsens. He's actually very helpful, but he is always sort of scheming to be unbound to trick somebody into taking off his collar so that he can seek his revenge on the Abhorsens for binding him in the first place. I reread Sabriel a couple years ago and loved it and was reminded once again how much I loved Mogget as a character, and I still haven't continued with my reread of the remainder of the series, but I think I really need to. And lastly, I wanted to include some sort of creature from Discworld. I have many favorite characters and creatures and concepts from that series, but I wasn't sure what actually counted as a creature. I love Death, but he's more of an anthropomorphic personification of a concept. I love the Librarian, but even though he appears as an orangutan, he was originally a human man. So that leaves me with Hex. Hex is the very first computer of Discworld, and it's created by the wizards at Unseen University and appears in multiple books, usually the ones that feature wizards. My favorite appearance of Hex, however, is in The Hogfather, which is like the Christmas Santa Claus story of Discworld, and features a scene where Hex is asked to fervently believe in basically Santa Claus, and I love everything about that. And that is it for my favorite creatures in science fiction and fantasy. Do let me know if any of these are also your favorites. Maybe we can squee about fire lizards and darkings together. I will link the Goodreads group for the BooktubeSFF awards down below in the description, as well as the thread for this particular topic if you want to see other people's responses. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back to talk to you again soon, and until then, bye.